Okay, here we go. So this is the app. This is kind of the portfolio page. So I've actually done this with a bunch of my own projects. So I'll show you what it looks like publicly first, and then I'll show you the kind of the magic behind the scenes. So obviously I've got like these little cards for all these different projects that I've done. There's Open Roads, Eyes on Earth, all sorts of stuff. And each one is basically like a card that you can hover over, and you can see there's some tags in it. You can open up the page here in a second, and you can see, oh, this one doesn't have a description. Let's go back to, let's go see if this one has anything. There we go. So this is GeoCreator. I've got my card up here, short description, story, a bunch of tags. I've got images, audio, documents, videos, and then links for different things to do with the project. You saw that you've got like some really cool sort stuff here. So I can just go in and say like all my projects from 2025, or I can get rid of that and I can say all the projects from 2024. I can also sort them by the type. So full-time companies as I worked with, or client projects, personal projects, status, whether they were completed or abandoned, and tags. So that's the basic project structure. And that's what like someone could see or they could put up as part of their, I guess, their website, which this would implement in. But the way that it works, like the magic is, how do you create like one of these projects? So you go to admin, and then you just go to create project. And the UI is still not perfect, but see this drag drop area. So I'm going to go into a project I did for Hafka, which I think you remember. So I'll just bring up this. And so I have like a project summary, and I'm just going to start dragging stuff. So I'm going to drag a PDF. I'm going to drag a collage. I'm going to drag a WAV file. This is like an actual audio of me talking about it. I'm going to grab a couple thumbnail images. And then while I'm here, I'm also going to go to another URL. I'll go to Hafka Deca. If I grab this URL and I go back to the other page, I guess I'll have to cut this out. I just drag it on. See if that worked. There we go. So it went and grabbed the art, and it's analyzing now. So what this is doing behind the scenes, I'll show you, is it's actually indexing everything. So it's gone and it's indexed this PDF. It's got all the information out of the PDF. It's got all the information out of each image. It's doing image recognition and summary. It's actually gone and transcribed with a WAV file of me talking, and it's also scraped the website for all the information. So all I got to do is hit generate project data. And now it's going to actually take this, summarize it all, and basically send it back to me in the proper format. So you can see title, Hafka Art Tribute, did the spelling right and everything, the slug, the short description, personal project, got the year right because I mentioned it in the actual audio. Status is complete. It's tagged it. It's created a story explaining what the project was all about. It's given me the images. So I'm going to pick this one here as my cover photo, which it can do automatically, but I just have it set to manual. And then it's also indexed the URLs. So it's pulled in this project website. And then all I do is I hit create project. And in a couple seconds, if all works, fingers crossed, it's actually setting up like a project now. It's moving the files. There it is. So basically in, what was that, couple seconds, it basically made a full project page, which now like you could share this URL out. It would have all the images for the project. It would have the website URLs. It would have audio. You can actually play this and listen to it.
Bryce, this is a pretty special.
You won't hear it because it probably had this off. Even the PDF is viewable. Well, it should be. I tried to open it up. It opened up in another window. But yeah, the PDF should be viewable. And then everything's tagged. And if I go back to projects, now I have Hafka in there. If I hit 2023, you can see it here. And if I hit like even tags, I can probably find somewhere Hafka as a tag. Maybe it didn't do it. I don't know what it added for this. Existential, probably that. Yeah, there you go. So it's tagged as existentialism, and it's got only that one project there. So that's the whole thing. And that's like the main part. I guess the last part that's not here is like, obviously this would be totally set up for artists to create. And then they would get like one free project, which would be public. And then if they want to create multiple, they would just pay. And then there will be like a part of this will be also like, you'll have all of your social links. Like you could make a full website with this. But the main thing is getting your creative projects like up easily and keeping it up to date. And I got like a ton of ideas for like doing this automatically, scraping information, like searching the internet to add more detail, searching Twitter X to add detail, bringing in Twitter threads, like a whole bunch of cool shit. But the big one that's not implemented yet that I'm working on is I'm going to make it so that artists can actually prompt here. So if you kind of imagine, once you create your portfolio, you could say, use these images, and you could upload them, and a cursive font to make a more dream-like portfolio, include larger thumbnails of each project, something like this, and you'd hit enter, and then the AI behind the scenes would overwrite essentially certain code that's specifically on style, and then it would relaunch the website with like a completely different look. So each artist can customize their page according to exactly what they want. So there you go. Big demo.